I am taking on today's craft challenge, and I have a project, actually several projects that I think are really fun. So the first thing is I created push pins. Now I used my Aleene's tacky glue in the gold bottle. Remember, this is available at Michael's to create some really quick and easy push pins by just gluing them on to buttons and then gluing them onto the little paper flowers. But the challenge version of today's project is to use rubber stamps, paint, beads, and tissue. Now I stretched the interpretation of tissue just a little bit. I'm using those glassine envelopes. So this is all about the challenge. The first thing that I did is I found this foam that was at the back of a box of tiles, and my first thought was I'm just going to throw it away. Then all of a sudden I was channeling Eco Heidi, and I thought, well, what can I do with this to actually stamp? So I pressed into it to get an interesting design, and you just use like the tip of a pencil, and that is how I created this almost look of lace here on my glassine envelope. So that's one way you can take on today's challenge with stamping and paint. So I'm going to show you how to do some other stamping, but keep that in mind because there's several different ways I'm using this foam today. I just overstamped also with another stamp here. I love to stamp with acrylic paint. When we think about stamping, most times we think about using ink, but for me, I love to use acrylic paint. I didn't have a piece of acrylic for the back that fit all my letters, and I wanted to do the word love. And so I'm going to use 2 pieces of acrylic here. So I find I put on the first coat of paint, and then I let it set for just a moment. It seasons it. It helps you to hold that second layer of paint. It stays a little bit more wet, a little bit longer. All right, that looks good. So now I'm going to come down here. One thing I find on my glassine envelopes is sometimes I stamp them the wrong side up. It doesn't hurt anything, but make sure you're on the right side. So stamp. And we have my E here. Okay, so that's the first part of this challenge, to use paint and a rubber stamp and tissue. So you can see how easy that is. What I did next is I found these pieces of, these are like divider cards that were in a photo box, and I cut them down and I stamped on them so that I could do little notes. I wanted to put together a collection of little thank you notes that would be ready when I wanted to give a gift. So I cut those down to fit inside. So cute. The other thing you can do on these is you can actually just add some ribbon to the top, punch them, and put some ribbon through. So remember, this would be a really cute handwritten note if you want to give like a thank you note. So for my thank you gift today, what I am doing is I am taking those push pins that I created earlier and another piece of foam that I painted, and I'm putting those push pins onto that foam. And I think this makes a really cute presentation. You can see here's where the 4th item in the challenge comes in. It's the little beads that I put on the top of my push pins. Isn't that cute? So now you have a perfect little thank you gift for someone special. I'm Tiffany Windsor, and I think it's cool to craft.